I'd like to share the leveled readers with you this week since you can't have your hands on them at your houses. So, this is a story called Before the Talkies. Sounds kind of funny, doesn't it? Now, on the cover is an old fashioned movie projector showing an old black and white picture. You know, we have pretty amazing movies and television shows nowadays in full color and huge screens, but long ago, the very beginnings of TV and movies were pretty basic. They were not colored and the pictures were fuzzier, but there's a history there. So we are going to check out this. This is a realistic fiction, though. This is actually a fiction story, but I think it contains a little history lesson in it for us too. So I'm just going to share this with you today. Follow along. It'll have your vocabulary words in it as well. Before the Talkies. Granddad was moving to a new house, and Jared and Sarah were helping him pack. There was a lot of stuff in Granddad's old house. He was happy to be moving to a smaller home. Jared and Sarah helped Granddad pack. And we have Granddad, there's Jared and Sarah. Granddad took Sarah and Jared upstairs. There is a lot of work to be done upstairs, said Granddad. He led Jared and Sarah up the rickety old steps. What's up there? Jared asked. You'll see, said Granddad. Granddad opened the upstairs door and hot air blasted out. Jared and Sarah began looking through all the old boxes and suitcases. Jared found an old movie poster. Who's this? He asked. Jared found an old movie poster. It's fun to look through things in old attics and basements sometimes. Jared showed Granddad the poster. That's my father, Granddad said. He is your great-granddad. Tell us about him, Sarah said. We don't know anything about him. Sarah looked at the poster. Those are some very silly clothes great-granddad is wearing, said Sarah. That's a costume, Granddad said. Your great-granddad was a movie star. Cool. A movie star, Sarah said. Yes, said Granddad. He was in the movies a long time ago. It was before the talkies. The talkies? Jared asked. That's what great-granddad called movies that had sound, said Granddad. Great-granddad's movies didn't have sound. You couldn't hear the actors talk. His movies were silent. Granddad said that great-granddad was a movie star. Granddad headed downstairs to show the movie. How did people know what was going on with no sound? Sarah asked. You can see for yourself, Granddad said. We'll watch one of my father's old movies. Granddad grabbed a round box and they headed back down the stairs. Granddad put the movie into a funny-looking machine called a projector. Then he turned out the lights and turned on the projector. A jerky picture filled the wall. There was great-granddad. He was talking, but there was no sound. Sarah and Jared watched great-granddad's movie. So the first movies were called silent films. You can actually check out some of them on YouTube. So some of you kids that like to YouTube, if you do a search in the search bar under like old silent films, you will bring up some of them. And even if you just watch for a minute or so, it's pretty entertaining. Movies have come a long way, that's for sure. Then the words that great-granddad was saying appeared on the screen for a few seconds. Get my horse, the words read. Granddad started playing a tune on his piano. The music went along with the movie and made it more fun to watch. At the end of the movie, Jared and Sarah gave Granddad a big round of applause. And that's what movies were like before the talkies. said Granddad. Sarah and Jared gave Granddad a round of applause. Literally, from what I understand, you could go to a theater and you would watch this silent film, and there would be a person, a live person, not in the movie, but right there in person, sitting at a piano playing music that would be playing while the picture was up on the screen. So, very interesting history we have with the invention of pictures and movies and things. They've definitely come a long way. I hope you enjoyed that story. This is a level K, so this one's a little below our third grade reading level. We're working on getting that up, of course, and I just wanted to share that with you today. You really should listen to the Kamishibai Man. Again, Kamishibai is a mouthful, that's for sure. But check out the story again. We'll be talking about it on Wednesday. And talking, I'll ask some questions and things and discuss some important parts of the story just to make sure you're understanding what happens. Because in the Kamishibai Man, it kind of goes back and forth between the Kamishibai Man is remembering from long ago when he was a young man, when he would go into the city and tell stories. And so it's kind of like flashbacks, if that makes sense. He's remembering the way it used to be, and then all of a sudden it's present day time. So it's a cool story if you can kind of follow what is happening, and we will spend time talking about that tomorrow. So thanks for tuning in.